Hey, what is up, guys? This is Bo or Carlhunga712, and today we're continuing with the Minnesota Vikings franchise, the Madden 2021 franchise on the PlayStation 5. Again, make sure if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you guys can enjoy all my Madden content that gets released weekly. Today, we're getting ready to play our divisional playoff game. We're playing against the New Orleans Saints. If you guys haven't watched up to this point, we ended up going 15-1, and we got the first round bye, so we had a really good season. But I figured I'd show you guys the playoff bracket in case you guys were kind of curious, and it's kind of neat to see too how Madden kind of has everybody matched up in comparison to with how the season really went. As you can see in the wild card round, we had Seattle and the Falcons. Seattle was victorious, so they moved on. You got Dallas and Chicago. Dallas ended up winning their game, and of course the Saints beat Green Bay, 38-35 there. So obviously we play the lower seed, being the high seed, so we get the New Orleans Saints. Dallas also gets Seattle, so that'd be 2 and 3. On the AFC side, there's a lot of teams, as you can see, that are in the playoffs or in the first week of the playoffs here. Kansas City was the number 2 seed. They played the Texans, ended up beating them. We got the Bills and the Steelers. The Steelers ended up taking them. And then, of course, we had the Colts and the Chargers. So Philip Rivers got a rematch against his old team. He was not victorious. So obviously, one plays 6 here. So the Browns play the Steelers. And Kansas City, the number 2 seed, will play the Chargers, the number 5 seed. So as you can see on the AFC side, the Cleveland Browns were the first seed in our matchup here. And I figured I'd also show you guys too kind of how things ended stats wise on our team. We ended up having a really good season. Um, these were cousin stats from the season with the Vikes here. As you can see, threw for 4,400 yards, completed 344 at 473, had 41 TDs to 12 picks. I completed 72% of my passes, averaged 277 yards a game, and had a rating of 120.1. I believe I was the highest rated quarterback in the league, so that was good. Obviously, having great receivers helped. Our rushing game was top notch this year, too. If you guys missed some of the games earlier in the season, AP was released from Washington before Detroit could sign him. I ended up signing him to start the first like 4 or 5 weeks of the season. He ended up having 1,000 yards, averaging 5 yards a carry. So that was pretty good, because Peterson's stats are down a little bit. And then Dalvin Cook ended up having 760 yards on only 138 carries. He was averaging 5.5 yards a carry. He had 9 TDs. Peterson had 4. So our rushing attack was really strong this year. On the receiving side, our receivers were great. Jefferson, Thielen, Rudolph. Jefferson led the league in receiving yards. He had 1,500, 101 catches. Thielen, obviously, good season, 81 catches for 1,000. I was kind of bummed out when I saw this earlier. Kyle Rudolph, 83 catches for 996 yards. If I would have threw him one more pass in the Week 17 matchup, he would have had 1,000 yards. So I would have had 3,000-yard receivers. Irv Smith filled in nicely at times. He had 35 catches. Tajay Sharp, 24. And then after that, just a couple catches from some backup caliber players. As you can see, Jefferson and Rudolph both had 12 TDs, and then Thielen had 8. Our offensive line wasn't terrible. When I played more elite teams, I had to get the ball out of my hand a lot quicker, but they were pretty solid this year. On tackles here, on the defensive side, we had, I think, the number 1 defensive unit in the league. We didn't have the number 1 offensive unit, by the way. I think our defense was a big reason. I went 15-1, but Eric Kendricks 136 total tackles. Barr had 104, and then our corners actually had quite a few too. Holton Hill had 74, and he was I believe I had him in the slot this year. Sack-wise, Daniil had 13. Suggs was one of our big pickups in free agency, and he missed a few games too, and he had 8 sacks. Barr 7. And Ngakoue didn't have as many as I thought 4, but he still had consistent pressure. And then picks this was a big part of our defense too, is the takeaways. Logan Ryan had 9, Talib 5, and then just a lot of interceptions from other players, linebackers, safeties, our slot corner. So we had a hell of a year this year. We really did. Let's see, what else do we have here? Bailey, he was 19 of 20. He had one miss on the year, and I believe my one miss was later in one of the games. I can't remember which week it was. It was late in the season. That guy attempted a field goal that was kind of a long ways out and ended up missing it a little bit to the right or something. So just about had a perfect season. Didn't miss any extra points. Let's see, what do we have here? Britton Cole quit 75 touchbacks on 99 kickoffs, so he had a good year. Not a crazy year. Like I said, I only had 26 punts, so I rarely punted the ball. Only averaged 40 yards per punt. But of his 26, 10 were inside the 20. So when we did punts, I mean, Colquitt was pretty good down in the pinning them down in the red zone a little bit. Abdullah was a pretty average returner, 23 yards a return. His longest was only 30, so I didn't get a lot of yards in my returns. And then punt returns, not very good with 7.6. So, but I kind of wanted to show you guys that if you were curious how the season ended, stats wise, and kind of how the playoff bracket looked. I haven't decided yet. I might release this video by itself, or I might include it on the front end of my matchup with the New Orleans Saints. But again, make sure if you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Let me know how your seasons have been going on Madden. And we hope to see you next video. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching.